there, I'm Square, and let's talk about anime. This week we have Yashahime episode 11, beginning with a pretty cute scene. We see all three girls just enjoying each other's company, playing music, cooking pancakes, just vibing. Good feels, good start. Best girl then decides to pull a shoulded protagonist and eat her entire meal in one bite. But showing a lack of protag skills, she begins to choke on the pancakes, causing her to panic and seek out water desperately. Unfortunately, the only water nearby is a disgusting looking pond. Luckily, Towa is able to stop Maroha from most likely poisoning herself on this disgusting water. A back and forth ensues, and Maroha notices a bird getting devoured by the pond itself. She tries to explain this to the twins, but they pay her no mind, and the three girls split up, going their own ways. The twins heading back to the Demon Slayer base where they get their next mission, a demonic pond that devours people. We know where that is, so let's head back. When they reach the pond yet again, Setsuna leaps ahead and stops a young boy from attacking the pond alone, despite his sister's protests. The twins find out the kid's parents were killed by the pond and they were seeking revenge. Towa and Setsuna bring the kids back to their home and back to their grandmother, who thanks them and offers them dinner and a place to stay for the night. The twins take up the hospitality and have a few cute moments together, playing the violin for the children, and the twins end their night by chatting and having a bonding moment. The next day, Setsuna and Towa head off to fight against the two demons that are possessing the pond. There, they meet up with Maroha, who came looking for them, and they all team up to fight against the snake demon and the pond demon together. But Maroha gets taken out pretty quickly, leaving Towa and Setsuna to face the demons alone. Through fighting, the twins discover that each of them have immunities to different types of poison. One more of the gas variety, the other more of the liquid venom variety, which leads them to formulating a plan to team up, splitting the enemies so they face the ones they have an advantage against. Through teamwork, they're able to defeat both demons and purify the pond once again. And we end on a cute scene of Setsuna playing the violin for everyone as we head into the credits. While not the most exciting episode, this was a cute one. It definitely had those monster of the week, almost filler-like vibes, but I didn't mind it, honestly. I'm kind of enjoying how this show is slowing down a little bit and letting the characters breathe. For a while, we were getting back-to-back lore-heavy episodes where we're introduced to a character and defeated, and introduced to another character that's super important and defeated. So it's nice to have these little bonding moments and to build up the relationships of the characters. A lot of times in anime or really any other storytelling mediums, we see relationships really rushed. We go from characters hardly knowing each other or even hating each other to caring for each other deeply in almost an instant. It's pretty cliche at this point. So I'm glad to see this slow development between Towa and Setsuna. And I do like how one-sided the relationship is. And I feel like this is really helping that progression. Towa obviously wants so much to have a relationship with Setsuna. So much she's trying to force it again and again and again. But the show is making her slow down and self-reflect. And it's not just because Setsuna is constantly pushing her away. The theme behind a lot of these filler episodes is this kind of sibling bond, but it's not all presented in the most positive light. There's a bit of a balance to it. We're seeing siblings fight and experience loss, and we can see this giving Towa pause, which is good for her character. She came into this with almost this fairy tale sibling perfect relationship built up in her head, and it's good for her to be exposed to these realities. You can see that's giving her a bit more thoughts and helping her consider how Setsuna really feels and not just what she wants. It's still very slowly developing, but there's little changes in Towa's character. She's not quite as forceful now, and I think that's showing some growth. On the other side, we have Setsuna, who at first was more than ready to just kill Towa upon meeting her. Even though she was told they're siblings, she didn't have any emotional reaction to that whatsoever. Since that point, she's brushed Towa off multiple times, she's left her without a second thought, and just seems to have no connection to her at all. As time's going by, we're already in episode 11. They've spent a good amount of time together. They've fought other demons together. They've defended each other. And now we see Setsuna considering her. She's worrying about her. She's going out of her way for her. Now, Setsuna seems like a person that expresses herself much more comfortably through actions rather than words. And her actions are showing a growing bond with her sister. And I like that she's going at her own pace. The series is letting her breathe, and the budding relationship is starting to feel really earned. This is what I really want from a series. I want characters to live and grow and fight for the things they care about. I want to see them fail and then earn their victories. So the slow buildup is a lot more satisfying. And honestly, it feels a lot more real. And on Moroha Watch, she was pushed away again this episode, but it didn't really feel cruel like the last one was. Honestly, I don't mind Moroha being the comic relief or the butt of the joke. I don't need her to have special treatment. I do like it though when her being used as a joke is earned by her. In this episode, her scarfing down 3 pancakes at once, rushing into battle head first without even knowing what she was up against. Yeah, she pretty much earned what happened to her. The outcome was pretty deserved. With saying all this, I don't have a lot else to say about Moroha. We got to hear a little bit about her taking out a advance, and that's why she's in debt. So we're getting a little bit more insight, but we still don't know why. So I'm really, really hoping for a Moroha-centered episode. We've had so many centered on the twins, which I understand. They're the heart of the series right now. Their relationship, Setsuna and Towa, like I see that. But even the most side characters get to focus episode once in a while. And I think Moroha is due. But fingers crossed we get it sooner than later, at least eventually. Now for this week's art, I am continuing my modern Japanese street fashion theme, this time with Towa. And Towa was a tricky one, I'm not gonna lie. She already grew up in modern day, so we've already seen her in modern clothes. She wears that now. She's walking around in a school uniform all the time. So just picking any modern street fashion didn't really feel special like it did with Moroha, where we've only seen her in these old clothes and clothes based on Inuyasha's, it seems. So I was doing a little research on different Japanese street fashion styles, and I came across kimono style. So it's a fashion trend where people wear kimono with modern day clothes and accessories. And it's said that those who wear this style are inspired by their heritage and want to marry it with the modern day. And this really struck me as something that Towa as a character would have a connection with. She's a character who is torn between the past and the present, originally being from the past and her sister being stuck in the past while she grew up in the modern day. And now she's struggling to make these two halves of her work together for her and her sister's sake. So I think Towa would be the type to mix the past and the present in her fashion as well. And as I was drawing this, it made a little more and more sense. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. And I bet a lot of you can see my inspiration in her kimono design. So next week, I'm going to draw a modern take on Setsuna. I have a few ideas and some that are amusing in my head. I'm gonna sketch them out and see if they work, but I'm excited to try a few things. So if you are interested, why not join me again? And the easiest way to join me again is by subscribing. So please like and subscribe, comment. Any of that interaction really helps the channel. Thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you all again next time, and please have an artsy day.